It's a messed up hair day Friday here on After Hours at 1620 The Zone. Welcome in. We're brought to you by Bellevue University.
Let's do it.
Download the BU Bruins app to your smartphone to keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus. Today, John Schreiner, Jimmy Allen, Dan Campion with you here for the next 2 hours on 1620 The Zone. We got a great show lined up for you. Dayton and Dylan Raiola, are they a package deal? We'll debate at the start of the show. 6:15. Speaking of quarterbacks, how should Philadelphia feel about theirs? There's a lot of cannon fodder out there about how Philadelphia should be handling Jalen Hurts. Do we agree with it? Should we give him a little bit of flack? We'll find out. 6:30. Bad news for Jays fans. Jackson McAndrew out for the season. Nebraska 5-0. Nebraska UNO. Are you guys just finding this out? Why are you both looking at me like that?
Jackson McAndrew's out for the entire season?
Yeah, the Creighton men's basketball tweeted out that the sophomore phenom is going to be missing the season with a foot injury. We'll dive into that at 6:30. At 6:45. We'll find out what's trending on social media.
Oh, we're awaiting news on Creighton women's basketball as well.
And I was going to say, hopefully I have that news by 6:30, but I don't know if
we
won't.
I
don't know if we want it. At 7 o'clock, Lane Kiffin. How stuck is he in Oxford? We'll debate. And then the very last, call your shot of the season. Comes in at 7:15. We got 7 games for you to choose between. And then at 7:30, we'll break down our predictions for Nebraska at Penn State. 402-951-1620 is where you can get a hold of us. You can also contact the show at After Hours 1620 on Twitter. Dayton Raiola has decommitted from Nebraska. We haven't been here to talk about it, so we're going to talk about it tonight. I don't know if I'm more or less surprised about this than I am, because one part of me is very surprised because of how adamant that specifically Dayton Raiola was about coming to Nebraska.
Yeah.
He picked Nebraska before Dylan did, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the other side of me, looking at the Trey Taylor situation, like take TJ Lateef out of it. Like Nebraska is full press, all in on the Trey Taylor train right now.
Yep.
And obviously there's only a year in difference between their two classes. The other half of me is very surprised that it took him this long. Now, TJ Lateef starting against UCLA and that going the way it did probably has a little bit to do with it as well. Now, I said this 3 weeks ago that I would not be surprised if Dylan Raiola transferred out of Nebraska after this year, just because of the stuff we heard from the Raiola camp before Dylan ever committed here about expectations for wherever Dylan went to school, first round draft pick, etc., that I thought there was a good chance that Dylan was going to transfer anyway, because his trajectory right now is not a first round draft pick. And I thought it was pretty adamant that whoever he ends up playing for had one job, and that was to get him to the first round of the NFL and maybe win a national championship. And there was other things that would have been nice to come along with it.
Sure.
But the end goal was being a day one draft pick in the NFL. And I don't think you can make that argument that Dylan Raiola is anywhere close to that level of quarterback.
I mean, it's hard to say because of the limited sample size.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got a season and a half of football as a starting quarterback, right? So
Yes.
Is that enough to determine whether or not a player is first round draft worthy? I don't think you can say so. You can look at a guy like Joe Burrow, who was on the bench at Ohio State for a couple of years, went to LSU, and I don't think anybody after his first season at LSU was going number 1 overall pick.
I don't think anybody in his first season at Ohio State was saying that either, or second season.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot can change in a very short space of time.
That brings me to my thought on Dylan Raiola. And I was having this conversation with somebody earlier today. I think Dylan Raiola is a showcase guy, not a linchpin guy. And those two things can be very valuable on both sides, because I think if you put Dylan Raiola with a ton of talent around him and you have the ability to showcase him, you feel a lot better than depending on him to be the guy. Now, there's a lot of great quarterbacks that are showcase guys, that if they have the right system around them, they could be successful. And I think there's less than 3% of quarterbacks that have been linchpin guys, where it's like, okay, you could put it on them and they could do it all. Like, I think about the Cam Newton season at Auburn.
Yeah, that was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, but there are guys that are in the situation that Dylan was coming to. This is nothing against Dylan Raiola. The situation Dylan was coming into, he had to be the linchpin guy. He couldn't be a showcase guy because they didn't have that talent around. Now, I think they've done a really good job of putting better talent around him this year, and they were clearly going to try to make that a thing next year. But I think it's pretty apparent that he is not one of those, I'm not even sure down 1% of guys that could come in and just uplift everybody around him. He can make a lot of guys better around him. I don't think he can make everybody better around him.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to go into this because it feels like
it's unfair because he's only a sophomore in college.
But it also feels like we're trying to litigate the past before the future happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you don't know what's going to happen.
I'm more giving my beliefs on why I think it's in Dylan Raiola's best interest to transfer out.
Oh, you think it's in his best interest to transfer?
I think that's what I'm trying to say here. I think it's in his best interest because I don't think what his end goal is best set up for him at Nebraska. And I truly think that what Matt Rule and Dana Holgorsen and this offensive staff want to do, it better sets TJ Latif's skill sets, not necessarily what Dylan Raiola brings to the table. Now, that doesn't mean one guy is better than the other. I just think TJ Latif is set up for better success here than Dylan Raiola is because of their skill set, not who they are.
Yeah, I hesitate to go down that path because I think with just a slightly better offensive line and another year of development with a consistent receiving core, because like he's basically got all new receivers again this year outside of Ja'Cory Barney.
Yep.
Right? You have a different tight end that's playing the primary role. You have two different outside receivers that are playing the primary role. And I feel like with another year, those guys staying together, it could look vastly different. And it could look like what everyone expected it would look like with him coming out of high school. Now, the other part of that is
the guys in front of him.
The guys in front of him. That's exactly where I was going with, was the offensive line. He's been sacked a ton. And I think if there's any reason that he would end up transferring, that's number one. It would be more about the offensive line than the system, than the trajectory, than the wide receivers, than the offensive coordinator, like any of that. It's that Nebraska has not put a consistently good pass blocking offensive line in front of him in whatever 17 games that he's started.
Is it fair to say that if the Raiola camp said that they would justify? It's not the right. I don't think there's anything that if anybody transfers out of Nebraska, people say that's justified. But like, could you understand that? Like, could you get there? Like, okay, well, you want to get to the NFL. You've already broken your leg once. You've been sacked 1 million times. It makes sense that you'd want to go try your hand somewhere else.
Yeah, I can understand that, the reasoning there 100%. And I have come around to this era of college football where I can't really be mad at a player, even on a team that I root for transferring. Like, I just can't, because there are so many more opportunities and so much more cash to be had, and better situations for you. And it truly is about putting yourself in the best position to succeed, which in the past it was more like, can you adapt to the position you find yourself in?
Yeah.
And I think you can talk me into the merits of both sides. Should you stay and work through the adversity and figure out a way and stay with your team? I can be talked into that. The other side of that coin is like, shouldn't you get it while the getting's good? Yeah. Absolutely. I can get on board with that as well. So I'm not set in one way of thinking about the transfer portal era. In Dylan Raiola's case specifically, I honestly think it's better for him to stay.
Okay.
Because
I guess that answers my next question.
Of the relationships that he's built, the trust that Matt Rule very obviously has in him. I don't think he has to necessarily worry about not being the guy.
It's going to really depend on how these next two games go. I agree with you. Right now, I agree with you.
Well, Jimmy,
TJ Latif goes to Penn State and wins the game and beats Iowa at home, there was already a clamoring for this guy, the way he performed in the second half against UTEP and Houston Christian.
Sure.
He starts, beats UCLA on the road, goes to Penn State and wins, and beats Iowa. And more importantly, it looks the way it did against UCLA. I don't expect that to happen. But if it does, there's going to be a very loud contingency around here that wants to see him be the guy next year. That's already happening, and none of that's happened yet.
Yeah, and I mean, fans don't set the depth chart.
That's true.
So
that's a great point.
I think that for his nothing more than just his image. Like, forget about everything. Just his image. What is the thing you hear about Dylan Raiola? Went for 4 times in high school and 3 times. This is another tick in a box in that column of disloyalty, right? I think that's the perception of him, is that there is no loyalty to the kid. Fair or not fair, that's the public perception.
By the way, I'm going to stay on the side of that's very unfair. I mean, there was a lot of things going into why he transferred high schools. Go back and read about it if you care. But I just think
but when you talk to people on the street, that's one of the things that a lot of folks bring up.
It is. But how much of it is Dylan's perception, right? Of him, of what he thought the situation was going to be. I can go to Nebraska. I could be the guy day one when I walk in. I think we all agree that was probably a discussion had by he and the coaching staff.
Yep.
My uncle is the offensive line coach. My sister's going to work inside the university. My little brother's going to come up there and be the guy after me. Okay. Well, that last part's already off.
And we're going to turn Nebraska around.
But that's a hopeful thing. Everything I just said was set in stone, right? That last thing's off the table. So that changes that. If we're working this like it's a math equation, that changes the answer by the end wholeheartedly. There's a lot of people that think there might be a change in the offensive line coach by the end of the season.
Certainly.
That changes the mathematics a little bit too. So I think to say this kid that transfers 4 times in high school, flips his commitment 3 times, then gets told, here's the plan. Here's the expected path to take to year number 3. And after the equal sign, it says first round draft pick. That's a lot of promises, right? And I think that Dylan Raiola has done enough to earn everything that was just promised to him. Now, he had to be the goods before that, but if you're like, listen, I'm going to go there, I'm going to be surrounded by family. Think about how important family was to Dylan Raiola's recruiting process. You take his brother out of the equation in what you expect to be his quote last year, because I don't think anybody expected Dylan Raiola to be here for 4 seasons. If his uncle's not here for year 3, that changes a lot. And now, is he going to go somewhere else and get those same exact guarantees? Probably not.
No.
But those were some of the reasons that he came to Lincoln.
Now, his uncle leaving the school with the way that the offensive line has been porous this year, to say the least about it, wouldn't that be a positive in the calculus column for him? Because if you're going to change the offensive line's mentality and how they block and what they do to protect him specifically, wouldn't that just be a positive in general?
I mean, that depends on how you look at it. If how big of a deal is it for him to have Donovan Raiola there? How much does he put on his uncle of being the problem with the offensive line? There's a lot of variables to that. But I listen, if this was Donovan Jones is the offensive line coach, Dylan Raiola probably is the same sentiment you're thinking, but this is also
Donovan Jones is a cornerback.
Yeah, but what if he was the offensive line coach? I mean, listen, there could be a debate had there.
A couple more pounds would happen.
But are you assuming all offensive line coaches are fat guys, Dan? That's a little hypocritical of you,
in my experience.
But I think you got to know what that relationship is, and how much is Dylan Raiola being comfortable at Nebraska, the fact that he's got family on the sideline. And I think anybody in the world would feel more comfortable with somebody that they know sitting over there in keeping what's in your best interest at heart. So, I mean, there's got to be something to that. Dylan Raiola, the quarterback in Nebraska next year?
Yeah, I'm still about 70% yes. I think it's a 70-30 proposition right now that he comes back. That's my read on the situation.
Dan?
I just don't see a world. I mean, there is a 20% piece of my brain that says this whole Dayton decommitment is going to be the domino that topples over Dylan Raiola and makes him go somewhere else. But if you 1,000-foot view this whole thing. Look at the whole entire landscape of college football as we see it today. If you're saying that family is so important to him and that he has to go somewhere where he can be a first-round draft pick in the NFL, that's going to require him to play 2 more years of college football.
In theory.
Unless
he has a Joe Burrow-esque junior year.
I don't think that Dylan Raiola wants to do that specifically. And there is not all of the programs that are NFL first round type places where you would get that shine, that look, that development. They all have quarterbacks at this point for next year.
Right.
That's
granted.
That's my question.
Is not open yet.
That's my big question here is
where can you go?
That gives you that so quote unquote trajectory.
Yep.
That puts players around you that allow you to be the showcase guy that will still give you the kind of monetary compensation that Nebraska is going to give you. And maybe that's not the biggest factor, but I'm sure it is a factor. And I think there's a very short list of schools that would fall under those 3 categories.
Sure.
And would any of them be interested in taking Dylan Raiola at this point?
The only one that comes to mind right away, because listen, I know there was all the stuff about Dylan following all the Oregon coaches on Instagram, then he slowly unfollowed them or whatever happened. I don't read too much into that. The only, like, off the top of my head, the one answer to that question is USC, because Jaden Mayava is gone after next year. He's a junior, but he's going to go to the NFL. That's the one spot that I go, that would make sense. But to your guys' both point, USC's got to want him, right? Like there's got to be that portion of it too. So, and the other reason that Oregon doesn't make any sense at all is Dante Moore is a sophomore, so he's coming back next year. Next year, no matter what.
Famous.
And also that offense is predicated on the quarterback being a running threat.
And Dylan Raiola famously not the best.
Not that.
The other spot that I think is really interesting is Miami, because you've got a 96th year quarterback transferring out of or he might transfer again next year. Maybe he's got 1 year of eligibility. Who knows with Carson Beck? But
reach in this bag and see if there's any more eligibility left.
See how many lawsuits we can file before I get out of college. Miami is very interesting because it is because they also don't have a 26 quarterback in the class. So,
but is it a better situation than he's in Nebraska? Is it better?
You ever been to South Beach?
I'm not talking about the.
But remember everything we started. Let's take a quick break. I'm going to answer that question when we come back. If you missed the opening segment tonight, check it out. On a radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Allo Fiber from Nebraska neighborhoods all across the state of Nebraska. It's clear there is no place like Nebraska, not even California. Just like so many of us, Allo calls Nebraska home. Born and raised right here in the Cornhusker State, sharing proud traditions of agriculture, athletics, education, and yes, community. Allo is bringing traditions together season after season by bringing neighborhoods together, connection by connection. Go to allofiber.com/Husker Radio and sign up for services that provides Nebraska with official internet, TV, and mobile, and they are the official providers of the Huskers as well. We'll be right back. Is Miami a better spot for potential NFL draft picks? We debate the other side of the break. 1620 Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here again for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. You going to Central Pennsylvania? Well, you better get on a plane right now because that's coming up soon.
Yeah.
But if you need some last-minute gear before you head off tomorrow, stop in at 78th and Dodge. Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They got all the goods for fall right there for you to touch, feel, try on, and feel confident when you pull the trigger on the purchase. Mizzen and Main, Johnny O, Roan, all in stock for you. I love my Johnny O quarter zip with a little Nebraska logo on it. Ooh, it is so good. It is my go-to game day when the weather gets a little chilly outside because it's comfy, it's cozy, it's easy to wash, it stretches and fits tight in all the right places, loose in all the right places. It is fantastic. One of my favorite shirts. So glad that I got it from Jerry Ryan. Also, you're in the market for some pants, professional-looking pants that are also comfortable. You know that's hard to find. Check out the Brax line at Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They've been dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Boys Town Ear, Nose, and Throat Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7.
Another day stuck with the cloud cover and a few sprinkles and light rain as well. That will all move out for the evening hours with the clouds staying overhead, but temperatures dropping into the 30s this evening. Overnight tonight, we have the clouds break up a little bit more. Into your Saturday, we get all the sunshine back, which is well needed, with high temperatures into the lower 60s. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV Newswatch 7.
And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today. Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
If you're looking for an authentic Italian experience, look no further than Pasta Amore. For 4 decades, Pasta Amore has been keeping the spark alive for couples in the Omaha area with their homemade pasta, made fresh every day. Our hand-picked selection of exceptional wines will put the nightcap on your evening that you expect. Open every day at 4. Stop by Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village and enjoy dining in the romantic dining room or relax on our shaded patio.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
It's cold weather season, and when it gets cold outside, pests want to come inside. From spiders to rodents, now is the time to prep your home for the winter months. An end-of-the-year pest control checkup can keep mice out of your walls, spiders out of your corners, and can even prevent the occasional squirrel or raccoon from trying to make themselves at home. Don't let unwanted guests, besides your in-laws, crash your holidays. Visit ReconPestServices.com today and stay protected all season long. When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
It's great to have the NBA back because it gives us a whole new menu of exciting opportunities with Underdog, the best place to get in on the action because you can make picks and win money right now in Nebraska. And playing is so easy. You just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, maybe even fantasy points. And if you get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download that Underdog Fantasy app today. Use our promo code at sign up, and we can get you some bonus entries to get your NBA season off to the right start with Underdog.
So, John, find one of those players in the association that you like, go higher or lower. And when you sign up, don't forget to use our promo code 1620TheZone, and you can score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Again, it's promo code 1620TheZone. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
6:26 on a Friday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Download the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. Keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus. John Schreiner, you asked me a question before we went to break.
I did.
You said, is Miami a better spot than Nebraska? Miami's 8-2 and 13th in the country right now.
Okay.
And are a fringe college football playoff contender. I think they win the ACC and are a college football playoff team. They also had the number 1 overall draft pick last year.
They did.
Explain to me how they're not better than Nebraska.
You play in a conference that's perceived as being less than the one you're currently in.
Doesn't that on paper mean that you can be showcased better, though?
Okay. But do you not think that NFL scouts take into consideration the level of competition that you played against while you were in college? I think that they do.
Dude, Mitch Trubisky was a first-round draft pick.
Okay, that was stupid.
Trey Lance was a first-round draft pick.
You remember who drafted Mitch Trubisky?
The Chicago Bears.
They still suck.
Bears.
Also, Trey
Yes.
Lance was an unfortunate situation by a
Tell me
smart
about it.
GM.
Do you think Miami has better
I
overall
trust John
talent
Lynch.
than Nebraska?
Yes. I do. Yeah, I mean, it's not better. It's different though, right? Like, I think what they have gives Dylan Raiola the ability to showcase what he does. Better.
Is he going to get better coaching at Miami?
That brings up an interesting point. Like, do you feel that Mario Cristobal is a better coach than Matt Rule? I do. But I think Dana Holgerson's a better offensive coordinator probably than anywhere he's going to end up. I just don't think what Dylan does fits Dana Holgerson's system the way they had hoped it would. Now, you got to be able to block for him too. But have you been concerned at all with his lack of ability to want to throw the football down the field?
The disappointing things about Dylan Raiola for me this season have just been that paralysis by analysis. It seems like he's sitting back there trying so hard to make the big play, and it's not developing.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to find the check down, and it's not happening. That's been my biggest disappointment. It's just the unwillingness to take the easy play and trying to wait for the big play to open up. That's the way I've seen it. That's been the disappointing thing for me.
I think you could say that the best throw that Dylan Raiola has made in his entire career in Lincoln was that throw to Isaiah Hunter in the Minnesota game that he dropped. Because, I mean,
pretty good.
It was pushed downfield into the wind on the money in a tight window. Like, that's what you thought you were getting with Dylan Raiola. I think you could probably count on one hand how many times he's tried to make that play in Lincoln.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, it was clearly feasible. He could clearly do it, but for whatever reason,
so
the gun just stays in the holster.
My point here is made by the last game against UCLA. TJ Lateef was not pushing the ball downfield. He wasn't throwing bombs.
The wheel route throws downfield.
One time.
The Ja'Cory Barney second throw was downfield. It was like 15, 16 yards.
But most of the time, he's taking the underneath stuff that's there. He's taking the easy throw. And I didn't see Dylan do that enough.
And it's kind of what goes back to what we talked about, the TJ Lateef portion. Kind of goes back to what we talked about on Tuesday, is it looks faster, like the offense looks like it's clicking at a quicker rate with TJ Lateef because Dylan Raiola has the moxie to get to read number 2, read number 3, and knows he could make those throws. I'm not saying that TJ can't. He's probably just not there in his progression yet. And he's also got door number C, which is just tuck it and run and make the play with your legs.
Sure. My contention has always been that I think as a fan, I want Dylan Raiola to stay for the optics. Look, I still think he's very talented, and I think he's got the potential for a very bright future. And the end of this whole thing is that you've gotten a 5-star quarterback to come to your school for basically the first time in recorded history.
Yeah.
Like, we can talk about Tommy Frazier. There weren't really star rankings then, but so since we've done the star rankings, you've got a 5-star quarterback at your school for the first time.
Sure.
If he leaves after 2 years, and we're now married to this coaching staff for a while after this extension.
Well, the head coach.
How does it look to the outside world? You couldn't make it work with a consensus 5-star quarterback.
So I think it's different though, because you have a consensus 5-star guy 2 years out. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, they got another guy. They could do it consistently, despite it not. I mean, that could be the argument, right? Like, if this is clearly going to be a recruiting thing. That's why you're bringing it. Right?
Yep.
Is the Iowas of the world? And go, oh, you don't want to go to Nebraska. Look what they did to Dylan Raiola. But if you're Nebraska, your caveat could be, well, we just went out and got another. Like, we are a destination place, and look at what Trey Taylor is doing. Look at all these other guys that have also 5 stars next to their name that want to come with him because we can make this environment that type of place.
Okay. My other question is, a bunch of those guys that are following Trey Taylor.
Yes.
Do some of them go, Dylan left. What's really going on there? What are you not telling us, Trey? Like, I think it's bad optics.
But listen, there's 2 games left that could tell that story, right? Now, they go out and they get covered against by Penn State, which we'll get to that later. And then you lose to Iowa. That obviously makes that portion of the argument a lot louder. They win these next 2 games, I don't even think that argument comes up.
Sure.
Because it's pretty obvious why, right?
Maybe. It's all speculation at this point, obviously, and we're trying to talk through it. And like some of these things I'm just sort of thinking out loud as well, because they just sort of.
Well, you're probably not the only one though, right? The people we're talking about are probably having these same exact conversations. And I know people don't want to hear that, to your point about Dylan Raiola transferring and all that. I promise you, every player you root for at Nebraska is having this conversation. Every player at every college anywhere in the country right now is having this conversation. Is it the best I can get where I'm at right now?
Yeah.
Because that's the way the world works. Am I getting the most money? Am I getting the most playing time? If not, where else can I get it?
Yeah. I mean, there's maybe a handful of players in the country who have no idea in their mind about maybe transferring.
Sure. And the majority of those guys are probably considering going to go play on Sundays instead.
Right.
Because like
Jeremiah Smith's not transferring.
He's going to play football on Sunday.
Well, he's not eligible.
Oh yeah, he's only a sophomore. That's right. Sorry, yeah. After he wins the Heisman here in a couple weeks.
That's still holding that ticket?
That's not happening. It's in my glove compartment. I'm not cashing it. But I never thought I would say this, but like I kind of want to see what it looks like elsewhere for Dylan. Like that intrigues me. And I hate to say that because he's the quarterback for the team that I root for, but I just don't think he's set up for the best success for his skill set here. Now listen, there's also this thing called the transfer portal that changes that conversation completely. It's not like that Nebraska can't do that. And we could have every conversation we just had about TJ Lateef too.
So that argument to me is not about Dylan Raiola. That argument's about Dana Holgorsen.
No. That argument is about Matt Rule.
I don't think so.
But here's why. Because if he goes somewhere else and he does well, it's not going to be about Dana Holgorsen. If he goes somewhere else and does worse, then it's about Dana Holgorsen. See what I'm saying? Because nobody is going to go, to your point, the Iowas, the Minnesotas of the world is not going to go to recruit number A, B, or C and say, well, Dana Holgorsen can't get you there. Because there's proof in the pudding for that, right? He's done it for a long time at a high clip. It will be directed about Matt Rule.
Yeah, I disagree, though. I think that from what you said earlier, that Dylan Raiola's skill set has not worked out with Dana Holgorsen's system the way they had hoped it would.
Sure.
So Dana Holgorsen's got to adapt his system to the skill set of the players that he has. That's what makes a good coach.
And that's what the 100-foot view would tell you. The 10,000-foot view would tell you it's Matt Rule. It's the in-game management. It's calling timeouts when you're not supposed to. How can you trust him to handle you? Listen, this is all glass half empty, recruiting the other side of the fence, guys. Like this is what they have in their chambers is game mismanagement. Look how it went at Carolina. Well, he only won in the Big 12 in that Temple. He can't do it in the Big 10. Now, again, you have a chance to fix all that in these next 2 games. But if Dylan Raiola goes somewhere else and he looks better, they will say, "Oh, well, it worked with Dana Holgorsen, so of course it worked." You know what I mean? Like, oh, it would have worked with Dana Holgorsen for another year, but he goes somewhere else and is worse. They're going to say Matt Rule ruined that kid. That will be the narrative around it. Because there's so much built up collateral with Dana Holgorsen that at this point, I don't think he can do any wrong. 402-951-1620 is where you can get to the phone lines. We'll go to John. John, welcome to the After Hours Lounge.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Happy Friday, John.
Yep. Thanks for having me. Kind of a weird observation. Get your take on it. And a question. What's the contract that Dana signed to be the OC? Do you guys know?
I think it's 2 more years.
2 more years? Okay. So in the past when Dana has been successful.
Yeah, 2-year contract, by the way, John. $1.2 million.
$1.2 million. Okay. And Satterfield's still making over $1 million too, right?
Correct.
They coach tight ends. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Anyways, so I just turned the show on, and I don't know if you guys have talked about this or not yet, but kind of a 2-part deal. I think that Dana has been more successful with his offenses with mobile quarterbacks. And I'm not saying Dylan should go, and I'm not saying Latif should take over. But with his performance at UCLA and kind of depending on how the next 2 or 3 games go, I think it would be good to have obviously competition postseason.
Sure.
But the thing that I guess not drives me nuts, but is kind of annoying about Dylan is I think he might have a little bit of an ego. So like when I'm at the games and they're doing the tunnel walk, right? And yeah, he's the face of the team, I guess, right? He's a 5-star guy.
They built him up to be, for sure.
Right. So he, it's, and he's the quarterback, obviously. But when I'm at the games and watching on TV and whatnot, and he's the guy at every game, and he leads them out of the tunnel every game. And yeah, it's Dylan Raiola. Yeah, it's Patrick Mahomes lookalike. Yeah, he wears 15. Yeah. I almost think, like, obviously him being hurt isn't good for him. But I kind of think it's good that it's not him leading them out of the tunnel. Like, at what point?
Hey, John, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
How much of it is, because this is something that was brought up to me, and I was just about to ask John Shiner the same question, but how much of it is, I think there's a lot of fatigue about Dylan because it doesn't matter if it's a big play or if it's a missed throw or if it's a turnover, his facial expression and body language never changes. And he's not necessarily always a rah guy, but he is in pregame and postgame stuff.
Yep.
And I think the way he acts during the game, because he's very much methodical. He's on to the next play, whether it's a good play or a bad play. And I think that, kind of like with Aaron Rodgers a little bit, rubs some people the wrong way because it doesn't look like he cares, but it's because he's so mechanical in his approach that he's just on to the next play. Is that something that bothers you?
I don't think, no. I mean, the mechanical thing, like, I remember his first game a couple years ago, his first pass, and granted, the year before Harvard was starting, and sure he could throw the ball, but, when
looked
you're
a little different.
Yourself, a little different, right? So, like, when you're comparing yourself to a guy who now has played tight end throwing the ball and a guy who's a 5-star quarterback with the same coach as Mahomes throws the ball, it's going to look nicer. And the first pass, everybody was like, ooh, you know what I mean? So, but still, every single game, there's a fade route in the corner of the end zone, and it's 5 yards over his freaking head. And then TJ comes out and plays lights out last weekend. Again, it was against UCLA, and this weekend is going to be much tougher. But like I said, I just, I think it would be beneficial maybe and I'm not saying Dylan's not a leader, but I don't think he should be the guy leading the team out every single Saturday.
Well, I think this also gives the team and the guys around them the ability to learn to lead too. And I think that's something this team is sorely missed. John, really quickly, what's your plans for Thanksgiving?
So we had a Thanksgiving last weekend, and we're gonna have one Wednesday, we're gonna have one Thursday, and then we're leaving town Friday, so we're busy.
All right. Well, we'll see you on Thursday. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, right. Let me get your opinion on something real quick.
Go ahead.
Speaking of Thanksgiving. So I am a huge turkey guy, right?
Ooh, okay.
Dark meat over white meat, by the way. But
good take.
Yeah. But this Thanksgiving that we're having on Wednesday and on Thursday, I believe, are your non-traditional Thanksgiving meals.
Okay.
And I could eat turkey at every Thanksgiving I go to. So I'm not disappointed. I'm going to have like appetizers on Wednesday and Thai food on Thursday. You know what I mean?
Can I ask a quick question before you ask your question? Did your wife invite you to this and this was not your plan? Nailed it.
With the in-laws.
Nailed it. All right, sorry. Go ahead and ask your question then.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think? Are you like, could you eat turkey at every Thanksgiving, or do you want to switch it up?
John, we're gonna let you go, and I'm gonna answer that question for you. We appreciate the phone call. Thanks, buddy. I don't cook turkey at Thanksgiving. We always do ham. I'm not a turkey guy. I'm not a turkey guy. We don't like turkey, so listen. I've always just gone ham.
I get a bone-in breast and I smoke it.
Oh, okay.
It's great.
I smoked the ham also.
Absolutely killer. And yes, I have done it twice in a Thanksgiving season in a given year.
Nice.
As you both well know, I do not play in the NFL. So Turkey Day is my Super Bowl when it comes to meat making.
Yeah.
I have been Googling turkey recipes and figuring out different ways to keep my bird beautiful all year long. So I am the turkey guy. I actually am the one who years ago, for some reason, my mom gave me the duty of being the one to roast the turkey. So I have turkey at every Thanksgiving. Perfect Thanksgiving order, though, is Thursday, Thanksgiving, full-on traditional Thanksgiving. And then when we are in Chicago, Mary's close family friend does Thai's-giving.
Which I think is what John was just talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's Thai food the day after because you just can't eat, leftover turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes.
For yourself.
By the way, nothing says this wasn't my idea more than, hey, let me get your opinion on something. Hey, if you missed our thoughts on Thanksgiving dinner in Dylan Raiola, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620 The Zone.
No, we're not eating Dylan Raiola.
No, we're not. But you can eat at Pasta Amore right now. Stop by Rockbrook Village. It is the perfect Friday night date night experience. Stop by Pasta Amore. They've been cooking homemade pasta every day for 50 years. You're not going to want to miss out on the experience that you can get at Rockbrook Village. Stop by Pasta Amore and grab dinner and drinks tonight. We'll be right back. The state of college basketball in the state of Nebraska. Where's it at? We'll debate. 1620 Zone.
Hey, everybody. It's John here for Bob at Williams Law. Did your in-laws not serve turkey at Thanksgiving? Are you thinking about a lawsuit? Well, that's probably a bad idea, and Bob Williams can be the one to tell you not to pursue those frivolous lawsuits. He can also give you great legal advice if you're facing litigation yourself, whether it's criminal, civil, or personal. He will give you a free, no-obligation legal consultation where he'll sit down with you, explain your rights, walk you through the situation, and give you the advice you need to set your mind at ease and get ready for your big day in court. No matter what it is, Bob's got the answers for you, and he's going to sit down and make sure the relationship is right for your given situation. If you got legal questions, you need Bob in your corner. Check out WilliamsLawLLC.com.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Life is unpredictable. With seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner, you can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
And now, introducing the starting lineup of your Nebraska Huskers, starring Allo Fiber. At number 1, Allo Internet. At number 2, no satellite dish required. DirecTV through Allo. And at number 3, Allo Mobile. Allo Fiber, the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of Husker Nation. Level up your game and go to allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less. My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort, and we've been in business for 6 decades, and in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you, and that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
News Talk 1290 Coil is your home for Omaha Mavericks hockey. Don't miss a single puck drop, power play, or any of the action this season. Your home for Mavericks hockey. Home and away is News Talk 1290 Coil.
Husker coverage on 1620 The Zone is powered by Skradsky Heating and Cooling. Skradsky Heating and Cooling is locally and family owned. Visit heatomaha.com to find out about the Skradsky difference. And listen to 1620 The Zone for the best Husker coverage in Omaha.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them. But I think in reality, he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something was wrong.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me. And my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
$6.50 on Friday night here at 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Keep up to date on all the championship action, not only happening this winter, but also this spring on Bellevue's campus by downloading the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. Don't forget to punch in for the night shift, where the night shift manager captain checks in tonight. Ghost Dog is with us tonight as well. We appreciate everybody joining us and giving us your thoughts in the chat tonight as well. Dan, when you said combine here in the break, are we doing the social media soundbite here as well?
I would like to, if
Go
I
ahead.
may. This is tonight's social media soundbite. I'm just not even going to preview it.
Okay, I was like, that's a description. Thanks.
This is the internet. You might recognize that voice from this radio show.
We got to give a little
That
bit
is
of
one
we gotta
Jack
give a
shot.
little
Thank you,
applause.
thank you.
Yes, our boy made his ESPN debut,
Yep.
correct? Yeah.
For men's basketball.
For men's
yeah.
basketball on
Yep.
ESPN Plus, and we wanted to make sure we gave you a little bit of congratulations.
you.
Good to catch up with you and Nick Bob before the game, obviously. But that leads us. Well, how was it?
Yeah,
Did it feel different being on the 4-letter network?
Well, I mean, it feels different because it's just a bigger production. There's more people involved. You
Sure.
have more support.
Did you
there's-
go pee during the game?
I did not.
Okay.
No, I didn't. But it definitely feels different. I'd never done basketball inside CHI before. I've done volleyball there. I've done Creighton, Nebraska volleyball on the radio there, but never done a basketball game in that building, which was really cool. It was an awesome experience, super fun. Got a lot of text messages afterwards, and
Sure.
it felt pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, congratulations, man. We wanted to say
Yeah,
that to you.
I
but
appreciate
also-
you guys.
That leads us into our segment about obviously the basketball that's happening in the state. I mean, the headline has to be, Fred Hoiberg in Nebraska's 5-0.
Whoa.
And Rink Mass looks like he's going to be that dude in Lincoln. And they obviously kind of putting some shooters around him, and it kind of looks like it did 2 years ago. So that's going to be the storyline till it's not. And the subheadline is Creighton's got some stuff to figure out.
Well, certainly, especially with the injury news that dropped. It just looks disjointed.
I got asked from friend of the show, Andrew Duncan, before I was walking in, if this was a throwaway season for Creighton with McAndrews out. And you guys know how I feel about Jackson, but I don't think losing Jackson this season changes anything. I think they still have all the questions they had before that injury. They're having problems scoring the basketball, but that's not where the issues with this team is. The issues with this team is defensively. And Fedor Zugic is for some odd reason like a pop culture icon around here, and people love him, and I get it because he dunks and he plays fast and it looks more athletic. He's got to figure some stuff out defensively. Nick Graves has got to figure some stuff out defensively. Josh Dix, it looked better on Tuesday. Owen Freeman looked better on Tuesday.
Well, when they switched Dix on to Grayson Allman, the point guard,
completely different game.
he couldn't score after that.
Completely different game. But that's a lot of the problem. I don't know if the problem. That's a lot of what the figuring out is right now. Is you went into game number 1 without Karam Conan because of the his eligibility issues, being a foreign-born player.
Mhm.
You recruited this offseason like you didn't know if Fedor Zugic was going to be available. Owen Freeman has not really played organized basketball in the last 18 months.
And still isn't 100%.
Clearly. You were lucky enough that you had Jackson healthy, but then he tweaks his foot the week before the day after the Iowa State scrimmage.
Which is probably part of the reason why Hudson Greer got his red shirt pulled.
No. Matt kind of addressed, and that's the other thing I want to talk about. Matt kind of addressed that after the game is like, we need somebody that can bring another level of athleticism. And
Grit.
you don't want that.
He said grit specifically.
Yeah. And you see Hudson Greer on Tuesday?
He didn't score a bunch, but he was doing everything else.
Everything else. And that's really what this team needs is they don't have like Jason Green is a multi-tool player, but in very different ways. Like if you could combine Hudson Greer and Jason Green, they'd be the perfect basketball player, right? But I've been very optimistic and cautioning Jays fans about jumping off the edge because they don't really know what this team is yet. Like, there's no way this could look like think about all the variables of what this team is this year. There's no way this could be a polished product or even close to that by this point. Now, I don't think there's anything you can do schematically to make this team look more athletic. I think that's going to be a problem all season long. But if this team isn't drastically, and I mean drastically improved by January, and it looks better, because look at the guys Max play. You're getting like 15 deep every night. That's not feasible going forward. They've got to narrow it down to 9 to 11 guys.
Well, just specifically on the game on Wednesday, they had so many good looks. Like
Tuesday was Wednesday.
So many open shots.
1 of 17 from 3 in the second half.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I know it's easy to say, but if they get a few more of those shots to fall, they blow North Dakota out of the gym. Like you don't even have to worry about that game got down to 8 late in the game, and people in the CHI were starting to wring their hands a little bit. But
did you see North Dakota's bench reaction?
Yeah,
they thought they were going to win that game.
Yeah, but look, with that many open shots, it's just like the law of averages would tell you that some of those have to start going in at some point.
Well, and it's kind of what we just talked about too, right? It's a lot of those guys third time ever playing in that gym.
Yeah,
and it's line of sight, and it's getting comfortable, and it's you could see how much that team is thinking while they're playing. That is eventually going to catch up, and like Casey Matthews, my co-host on Roll Jace, throws this around a lot. Like, well, you're paying both Owen Freeman and Josh Dix a lot of money to figure it out quicker. Yeah, that's true, but that doesn't change the fact that they're still human, and there's still a lot of changing going on.
Yeah,
right.
but
like I can pay you a lot of money to learn Russian in 5 days, but I don't think you'll be able to do it for at least like 6 months.
9.
Like that's German. You failed already.
Yeah, they're case in point.
My biggest thing with this team right now is you didn't carry over a lot of pieces from last year, and that's fine.
That's known in Russian.
You went into the transfer portal. You pulled out Josh Dix. You pulled out Owen Freeman. Fine. You pulled out Nick Graves. You pulled out Blake Harper, which, by the way,
played well.
Keep him on the floor for at least 30-ish minutes of the game. I understand why you don't, because you don't want to run your best horse right out of the gate as fast as you possibly can. But Jimmy, you're talking about them being vastly improved in January.
Yeah.
From the offseason hype that this team had until this point, you better look good in like 3 days. Because on Monday, you're going to Las Vegas, Nevada.
Don't hold your breath, buddy.
To play in a gigantic tournament for actual NIL money. It's one thing to say this is the pattern that they go through every single season.
This is the pattern they go through every single season.
But the pattern needs to be sped up a lot quicker than it has been.
Here's why
and I know they're trying to figure it out. And I know they're trying to figure out what the rotation can actually look like specifically.
Here's why I disagree with what you just said about Las Vegas, Dan. Now, would I be over the moon if that did happen? Absolutely. Remember what happened last year in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, they went 1-2, and they barely beat Notre Dame. They probably shouldn't have won that game. I will be very surprised if it's not a very similar result this week. I don't anticipate
Baylor and Iowa State.
I don't anticipate them winning either of those games. Now, does that mean that they can't get it figured out and be more competitive in Big East play? No. And let's be honest, that's more important.
Absolutely.
So it's one of those things that, yeah, you go to Spokane, you get beat by 30. You lose these 2 games, that's really going to affect your seeding in March. But if you take care of business down the stretch and you take care of business in New York, all of that works itself out. So it's kind of one of those things that all this could end up being fun.
Sure. I just feel like for this team right now, it's less important that they win and more important they start playing well.
Yeah.
Like just playing together.
Well, it felt like at the end of that game on Wednesday that there was this urgency from, no, we're only up 8 to, we got to make one of these 3-pointers to feel better about ourselves on Thursday morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was like, you could feel those murmurs throughout the chai. Hey, if you missed our segment on, Nebraska and Creighton basketball, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. Listen, it is important to work with people you trust. We had at my shop, we were forced to have somebody we didn't know and didn't trust come out and look at our in-shop heater, and it didn't go well. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to badmouth anybody. It just didn't go well. And I picked up the phone. I said, hey, listen, we need to deal with a professional company. We need to deal with Controlled Comfort. We got our brand new heater replaced in the shop today. worked like a charm. Kicked on, the shop was warm all day long. If you want to work with somebody you trust, somebody that's going to take care of you and your family, head over to controlledcomfort.com for all your HVAC needs tonight. We buy or sell on the other side of the break. 1620 zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Paul Davis Restoration. Look, the seasonal storms might be over for the rain, but the snow, that's just around the corner. You can get ice buildups, melt water. All those things could end up with you having a water problem in your basement. Don't forget burst pipes. If something like that happens to you and you're in an emergency situation, call this number, 402-553-0373. Paul Davis has an emergency response team that will be to your home in a flash, ready to work with you to get things fixed up back to the way they were before the damage happens. Don't go into the winter without a water mitigation plan because it could happen to you. Call Paul Davis at 402-553-0373.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Fall is the time to get to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Stop in and see John, Dan, Jake, Deanna, Matt, and Monier the Tailor. There's new fall apparel from Mizzen and Maine, Johnny O, Roan, and now pants from Brax. Stop by 78th and Dodge and look great for all of your fall events.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
At Timber, they don't just give you a place to go for lunch or dinner. They give you an experience. From their bold, smoky flavors prepared in the open concept kitchen where you get to watch the magic happen to the relaxing umbrella-shaded patio. There's something for everyone at Timber. Join them for brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 to 2, plus happy hour from 2 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday and 2 to close on Sunday. Timberwood Fire Bistro in the heart of Omaha at 84th and Pacific.
It's cold weather season, and when it gets cold outside, pests want to come inside. From spiders to rodents, now is the time to prep your home for the winter months. An end-of-the-year pest control checkup can keep mice out of your walls, spiders out of your corners, and can even prevent the occasional squirrel or raccoon from trying to make themselves at home. Don't let unwanted guests, besides your in-laws, crash your holidays. Visit ReconPestServices.com today and stay protected all season long. When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
When it comes to protecting your home, Jay Stennett Contracting takes pride in ensuring every detail is handled. Roofing, siding, gutters. When it comes to the exterior of your home, Jay Stennett Contracting has you covered. This fall, consider gutter guards to block debris and prevent clogs and save you the hassle of regular maintenance. Schedule a consultation today and let Jay Stennett Contracting's expert team and durable gutter guards ensure your gutters are working properly in every season. Jay Stennett Contracting. We have you covered. JSCRestoration.com.
News Talk 1290 Coil is your home for Omaha Mavericks hockey. Don't miss a single puck drop, power play, or any of the action this season. Your home for Mavericks hockey. Home and away is News Talk 1290 Coil.
The Black Friday sales event is on at Edwards Kia. Lease the 2025 Kia Telluride LX starting at $379 a month with just $999 down. That's a starting price of $379 a month with only $999 down on the new Telluride LX. Award-winning comfort and capability. Hurry, this offer ends soon at Edwards Kia. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Kia.
Lease the 2025 Telluride LX Four-Wheel Drive for $379 a month, 20,000 miles for $999 plus first payment, $180,000 tax title license, 6 months for the acquisition economically. Negative equity may affect payment. Payment includes all rebate incentives. Approved credit rating and supply offer ends 11/30/25.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Top of the second hour on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You know, become number one in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. Does it feel weird to do a radio show if we haven't done one for 2 days to you two, or is it just me?
A little strange.
Okay, just making sure. All right, Dan?
I'm very confused.
And having an entire week off
I believe
mixed in there. Like,
I think this is the part where we do by ourselves.
I'm very confused about the fact that it is actually and truly Friday right now.
It doesn't feel like one.
doesn't seem like we should be here.
Yeah.
Seems like it should be at a high school football game right now.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
I should be listening to a high school football game right now.
Tuesday.
Lane Kiffin. He is set to make his decision the day after the Egg Bowl.
He's probably at a
According
high
to
school
Keith
football
Carter,
game right now.
the vice chancellor of athletics at Ole Miss, said today, buy or sell, this delayed response is a sign that Kiffin has one foot out the door in Oxford.
I don't know what else it could be assigned to. I don't know if you were not listen, and we said this about Matt Rule in Penn State, and there's obviously the benefit of not giving a verbal answer to try to get more money in a longer contract, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think he's leaving for Florida, man.
If you're the vice chancellor, do you have to wear a top hat and carry a walking stick? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, that just feels
If
like
you're-
every guy that's over the age of 50 in Oxford,
If you're
Mississippi.
the
anyway.
vice chancellor of anything, yes, I'm the vice chancellor.
You probably say your first name and then your first initial and then your last name and whatever number you are of that name.
Right.
Thurston Howell III.
I don't know. I think
Dan, what show is that from?
I don't know.
Gilligan's Island.
I think Kiffin's probably going to LSU.
As much as it pains me to say, the Lane train is probably out of the door in Oxford.
Can you call it the Lane train anymore if he leaves Ole Miss?
Yeah, Lane train's leaving the station.
Yeah.
Choo choo. Yeah, especially just because, I mean, SEC Twitter, God bless you.
No,
You
didn't
guys
say
are
that.
you guys are the craziest people because they've got like anyone who is related to Lane Kiffin, if they are at all in Baton Rouge, it's like pictures are taken. His wife apparently was at like a booster meeting or something. So I got a feeling that Lane Kiffin is out the door at Ole Miss, which congratulations, Tennessee fans. You're not the only ones that he will spurn.
They technically spurned him.
Fair enough. The Big 12 currently has 3 top 12 teams. Buy or sell, the Big 12 is a one-bid league this year in the CFP.
I sell because I think Texas Tech is going to lose the Big 12 championship game and they are going to get 2 teams in.
BYU and Texas Tech?
Yep.
I think if Texas Tech wins, they are a one-bid league. If BYU wins, they've got a shot at 2. But I think Texas Tech's going to win. So I agree. I'm buying here. I think the Big 12 and the ACC each only get 1 team in.
I would sell because I think the Big 12 should be a 2-bid league this year, just simply due to the fact that we've seen a lot of really great play out of BYU, and we've seen a lot of really great, double great play out of Texas Tech. Texas Tech for sure will make the college football playoff almost no matter what it seems like at this point. I'd like to see BYU make it.
Yeah.
I'd also like to see Utah make it.
Texas Tech better just hope they don't get put on double secret probation.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
kidding.
Texas started the season preseason number 1, and they were thought to have the Heisman favorite in Arch Manning. They now sit at 7-3. Buy or sell this season can be defined as anything other than a failure by Texas fans.
Be kind of hard to word it as anything else. I mean, if you're the preseason number 1 team in the country, you're expected to at least contend for a national championship. Now they're not even making the college football playoff, and kind of having the same conversation about Arch Manning that we're having about Dylan Raiola.
Listen, if I picked you to win the national championship before the season started and you don't even make the playoff, that's a failure.
Yeah, it can't be anything else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, like they could finish 9-3, and it feels hard around here to say 9-3 is a failure.
Right.
But when you're preseason number 1, that's a tough look.
Yeah, that's an F that gets circled on top of the test sheet with a note that says, please see me after class on it, because you're probably going to get the paddle.
Signed, the NFL.
Yeah, that was my next question. Do you think he leaves?
There's a lot of smoke there, man. I don't know.
He was pretty emphatic about not going to the NFL.
If you made me put money on it, I'd say that he's going to come back to get one more year with Arch Manning and see if they can get something in a second year.
Sure.
With that quarterback, I would say he's coming back.
The only reason I'm hesitant is because the only team he's been tied to is Tennessee. They're bad.
Very.
So, like, it doesn't feel like you're improving the situation.
In the words of their quarterback, we ass.
We're keeping it a bill.
Yeah. So I think specifically for the Steve Sarkisian of it all, it is either stay, or go. If Arch Manning is out, Steve Sarkisian is out. If Arch Manning is in, Steve Sarkisian is in. Because, by God, I can change things with a Manning. I can do it.
What if Arch Manning and Dylan Raiola are both in the portal? Who you taking?
I think I'd take Dylan.
Yeah.
Fit matters, though, right? I mean,
it matters what system you're running, I guess.
Hold on. Hypothetically, Arch Manning to Nebraska.
Not happening.
Wouldn't that be great? Peyton, you can come to Omaha and you can see your cousin. Nephew.
I was like, who's his cousin? I was very confused.
I don't know. This Manning family, every time I see a new Manning, I'm like, do they just like come out of the woodwork?
They do. Well,
is Arch still popping out kids?
Never mind.
Alabama now has 2 losses. And
guys, we'll explain to Dan where babies come from in the break.
I think we're going to have to explain to you. They finished the season with the mighty Eastern Illinois. John, can you name the mascot?
Eastern Illinois Panthers.
Bingo. Nailed it.
And, of course, Auburn.
Oh, man.
The Tide currently sit at 6-1 and 4th in the SEC. They need some help to make the SEC title game. Buy or sell that Alabama will make the college football playoff.
Listen, I've been on this train for a while. Dan, go and throw my bracket up on the screen. Obviously, my pick of where Alabama will be represented will be incorrect. Also, I had Penn State as the number 1 overall seed. That's neither here nor there. I think Alabama actually absolutely will make the playoff. I don't think they will be the number 2 seed in said bracket.
I had them just barely in my bracket, and I think that's about where they sit right now. Is just barely in the field.
You also had Texas and Penn State number 1 and number 2.
Well, we don't talk about that.
And Baylor number 4, Clemson number 3.
We'll put that in the same box as
my
score
fun of each of our
Call Your
brackets.
Shot.
Yeah, fair enough. Dan, go through your bracket. Who do you have as number 1?
I had Penn State and Texas as 1 and 2, and then
Tulane
and Nebraska and Iowa State.
Well, Tulane technically still has a shot at making
make
the
it.
playoff. They were the group of 5 team in. I don't think they're gonna be, but
there's a lot that has to go right, and there's also a lot that can go wrong.
Man, we all really liked K-State.
We believed in Avery Johnson.
Chris Kleiman, you let me know.
Shouldn't have.
But yes, I do think that Alabama will probably make the college football playoff because I had them as number 9 in my bracket because I thought that Kalen DeBoer was going to be good, but not great.
He's good. How do you feel about Kalen DeBoer if he loses to Auburn and goes 9-3?
I mean,
a lot of people are going to be down.
This is exactly what I thought Kalen DeBoer was going to be at Alabama. A good coach, but not Nick Saban, which is going to anger the Alabama fans. This is what I've been saying since they hired him.
This is what I would define as, unfortunately for him, in the last couple of years, the Ryan Day paradox, where you can be so good all season long, and then if you lose to your rival who you hate, the people in your governing body, aka your fans, aren't going to care. They're still going to want to run you out of town on a rail.
Yeah.
Ryan Day won a national championship last year, and there were still some crazy Ohio State message board fans who were like,
really?
Yeah, but he lost to Michigan, so
He only loses to Michigan.
yes, he does only lose to Michigan.
They're not losing to Michigan this year.
Put it on the board.
Put it on the board.
I think they lose to Michigan.
Do you, Dan?
Go blue. Speaking of the SEC, or moving
Sun
back
also
towards
came up
the
today.
SEC,
Another obvious news.
as we mentioned,
Who owns the
Alabama
Green Bay
is-
Packers?
Dan Campion, warm as cockles.
I do indeed. Alabama is fourth with one loss. None of the top four teams in the SEC will play each other in their final conference game. In Texas A&M, the number one team in the SEC only plays one of the top 7 teams in the conference in their regular season schedule. That's Texas, and they haven't even played the Longhorns yet. Famously, that is their last game of the season. Buy or sell,
Famously.
the SEC is going to face a ton of backlash from scheduling this year.
If I'm anybody else other than an A&M AD, I'm going, how the hell did this happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be major backlash about the way this plays out because nobody's going to be happy because I think all 4 of those teams went out.
What have we learned about the College Football Playoff Selection Committee?
They like people that win. It doesn't matter when you do it. It just matters how often you do it.
Exactly. So they're not going to feel backlash in the form of getting teams into the playoff. There will be some unhappy SEC teams for sure, because when you look at, compare Texas A&M's schedule to Florida's schedule, for example.
Yeah, not exactly balanced.
Right. There's going to be some beef there, and
in Texas,
and just in the conference in general. And honestly, look, these are the problems with mega conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Is you are going to have, no matter how you try to balance it, there's always going to be a team that pops up in a given year and is better than everyone expected. There's going to be a team that's worse than everyone expected, and the schedule is just bound to be unbalanced in one way or another. This is the world you live in now. You can be mad about it. The only solution is cut down your conference, and nobody's doing that.
Well, and I think that begs the question, like, is Texas A&M good, or have they not played anybody?
No, I think Texas A&M's
I
good.
think they are too, but I think it's a fair question if you're an Aggies fan. You're worried about what it's going to, because it did not look good for about 80% of that South Carolina game.
Yeah, they could end up being maybe the 3 seed in the college football playoff. And
if they win the SEC, they might be the number 1 seed.
No, Ohio State's going to be the number. Whoever wins between Ohio State and Indiana is going to be the number 1 seed. I think that's pretty clear.
That's an interesting debate. If Indiana beats Ohio State, do they give them the number 1 overall seed?
Absolutely.
I think
You
they
would-
I think
you
they
would
should.
have to.
I think they should.
Absolutely. But like Texas A&M, given their schedule, could be the 3 seed that doesn't win a game in the playoff.
Yeah.
Also, can we just sidebar real fast?
We can always sidebar, Dan.
If Indiana beats Ohio State to win the Big Ten championship, we need to all just turn off our TVs immediately, because I do not want to hear what Kurt Signetti has to say.
Oh, that's all I want
That
to
is
hear, actually.
that is going to be his head is going to expand 4 sizes, and it might explode live on air.
Hot take. I think he's going to be really humble.
Hot,
what else?
Hot take? No way.
What else? He's just going to walk up there and go, I told you.
That's not exactly the definition of humble.
For Kurt Signetti, that would be very humble.
Yeah, he's on a different scale.
Yeah.
I was going to say
sliding scale here, bud. Not exactly the same for everyone.
From the man who said Google me.
Yeah.
That would be technically humble.
That'd be probably the most humble you'd ever hear him be, actually. Is that it for buy or sell, Dan?
That is all I have.
All right. Well, we're not going to be here next week, right? Did we determine that? Wasn't that the determination?
Yes, we are
Okay.
not going to be here next
So since we're off for the holiday next week, we've already kind of talked about it. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
We are going to see my mother.
What's your mom's name?
Lisa.
Shout out to Lisa.
She's not listening. She lives in Broken Bow.
They get the internet in Broken Bow.
Yeah. We're going out there. We're going to spend the night, have Thanksgiving dinner with her. We'll come back.
Do we need to talk about why your mom doesn't love you? She's not listening to your radio show?
We don't need to talk about that.
Different radio show.
Different couch.
Dr. Phil's not here.
Yeah. And then so we'll come back on Thursday night, and then we have Thanksgiving with my wife's side of the family on Saturday.
My wife. Dan?
I will be welcoming to Omaha, Nebraska for the first time for an extended period of time my sister-in-law.
Florida State threw an interception. That had nothing to do with you.
Oh, okay. My sister-in-law and my technical brother-in-law.
What does technical mean?
They're not married, but we consider them common law married because they've been dating
Keep it
for
coming on.
like 12
Sorry, Dan.
years.
Nope.
At minimum. So that'll be fun.
Sure.
They're bringing their dog. We're doing
What's their
Thanksgiving
dog's
at my
name?
mom's house. Franklin.
Shout out to Franklin. He's probably not listening.
He's
either.
listening.
He's also in Broken Bow.
She is actually probably not listening. But then we're just gonna do turkey at my mom's place. I'm gonna be helping cook and everything, so it'll be fun.
Their dog's a girl and her name's Franklin?
Yes. Frank Lyn.
Oh, Frank Lynn. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Got there. All right.
You're not the only one that was confused.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. All right. If you missed,
I have called that dog a he many a time.
if you missed buy or sell and want to check it out for whatever reason for that segment, do so there on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by our friends at Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. You want to have peace of mind about your HVAC system all year round, but specifically when it gets really, really cold outside. And that is just a couple of weeks away. Have peace of mind about when you click your furnace on at controlledcomfort.com and set a maintenance appointment up with Tony and the team tonight. Call your shot in its final iteration. We come back. 1620 Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Bob Williams with Williams Law. You know, it was really good. I got to spend some time with Bob over the past week. We were actually down at the courthouse together. No, I'm not facing litigation, but we actually ran into 3 consecutive people that Bob has represented in the past. And you know what the common theme was every time we saw somebody? Hey, help that guy win a case. If you want a guy that can win you a case, you need to work with Bob Williams at Williams Law. Head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com tonight for any criminal, personal, or civil matter you may be dealing with. Bob and his team are going to give you a free, no obligation legal consultation. Head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com. Get that free, no obligation consultation tonight.
KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
Fall is the time to get to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Stop in and see John, Dan, Jake, Deanna, Matt, and Monier the Tailor. There's new fall apparel from Mizzen and Maine, Johnny O, Roan, and now pants from Brax. Stop by 78th and Dodge and look great for all of your fall events.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort. And we've been in business for 6 decades. And in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you. And that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
The holidays are here, and it's time to call Miss Jackie from Rib Shack Smokehouse to do all your holiday cooking. Order her delicious fried or smoked turkey holiday meal with southern sides of your choice and cornbread for just $149.99. Just want lunch or dinner? Visit Rib Shack Smokehouse for a meal to remember. Rib Shack Smokehouse offers slow-cooked St. Louis ribs, smoked wings, collard greens, and mac and cheese to bring that unique southern taste to the Midwest.
Welcome to the Rib Shack.
108th and Q in Roxbury Plaza.
News Talk 1290 Coil is your home for Omaha Mavericks hockey. Don't miss a single puck drop, power play, or any of the action this season. Your home for Mavericks hockey. Home and away is News Talk 1290 Coil.
You keep dust and allergens out of your home. What about radon? It could be there, and long-term exposure can lead to serious health risks, including lung cancer. If you're a 1620 The Zone listener, you can get your home tested by Radon Defense Midwest. Click radonradio.com.
Remember the games of November, and you can remember this November better with Underdog, the best place to get in on all the action, because you can make picks and win money right now in Nebraska. And playing is so easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, interceptions, touchdowns, and more. If you get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So go download that Underdog Fantasy app today, and we can get you hooked up with some bonus entries just for playing Underdog by using our promo code.
That's right, John. So just download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com, sign up with our promo code 1620TheZone, and you can score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Again, that's promo code 1620TheZone. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
$7:27 on a Friday night here on 1620 The Zone. Brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You know, become number one in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight.
All right, before we get to call your shot, I got a question from the chat.
Hello, chat. Good evening, Night Shift. Thanks
This is from our good friend Captain,
What's up,
GBR
Cap?
Captain. Thanks for the question. He says, besides mashed potatoes and gravy, and he wants to add rolls to this as well, what's the favorite or most important side dish at Thanksgiving?
Man, I do love mashed potatoes and gravy with a good roll, though.
Well, I think that's number one for everybody.
Yeah, gotta be right. Can I go last? Because I'm going to be interested to see if neither of you have my answer.
Okay. I gave my answer in the chat already.
Let me write mine down so you know I'm not lying when I say this. All right.
It's broccoli cheese.
Ooh, okay, that's a good answer.
Mine is it's sweet potatoes.
The casserole?
No. So it's called unstuffing. It's sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts, craisins, and apples.
What are craisins?
Like
dried cranberries.
Dried cranberries.
Oh, okay.
Cranberry raisins.
Gotcha. Ooh, yeah, I love those. Okay.
And you mix all that together and like dice it up, kind of not fine, but like smaller chunks of it. And then you bake it, and it kind of becomes like this gooey, like sort of sweet, sort of savory little side dish. And it's one of my favorites that we do every year. That and pecan pie.
I think I'm going to convince both of you you're wrong because I'm very surprised neither of you said it. Deviled eggs.
Gross.
What?
No, thank you.
Oh, deviled eggs are my favorite.
Deviled eggs are a Christmas thing.
Me and my brother Mark, brother-in-law Mark, shout out to Mark. We basically have a war every Thanksgiving of who could eat more deviled eggs.
I will
and then whose wife will leave them faster because of the bedtime parts.
There are two kinds of eggs that I will not eat. I'll like poached, whatever. I don't eat hard-boiled eggs, and I don't eat deviled eggs. Don't like them.
I don't think there's a type of eggs I won't eat.
Nah. Sorry. Pass.
You have the worst palate of any human being I've ever met.
No, I
in my
don't.
life.
Stop it.
Bad food takes. Start going.
Can I do the thing?
Yeah, do the thing.
Let me pick the onions out of this.
That's the thing. That's John Schreiner right there.
You've eaten my chili.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I believe that.
So for
You
those
got chili face.
for those of those people that like sports that only listen to sports talk show for just sports that have tuned out, go ahead and give them a reason to come back.
Okay, it's time for Call Your Shot.
man.
Final week. We're not taking listener submissions this week because
Go ahead
we
and get 'em in.
have.
Who cares? Go ahead and get 'em in.
Okay,
Why
you
not?
can still win a T-shirt. You can't win the
Yeah.
tickets. You're too far behind. It's too late. But you can get yourself an After Hours T-shirt. Get your picks into callyourshot1620@gmail.com. Just pick the winner. If you pick the favorite, if you pick the underdog, there's a point differential. We've explained it all season. If you don't know by now, you'll figure it out. Okay, here are the games this week. 7 games to pick from. It's not a classic slate this weekend.
Not a very
It's
good
not
weekend.
great.
This is the SEC plays the crap team week.
We do have a couple of games featuring 2 ranked teams. First up, we got number 22 Mizzou at number 8 Oklahoma. Oklahoma, fresh off a big upset.
Mm-hmm.
They are 6.5-point favorites at home against the Tigers.
It's a let me down week for Oklahoma. Give me Missouri to win outright in Norman.
So I didn't think outright, but I did think Missouri's going to keep this one pretty close. I think Drinky Boy and the gentlemen of Missouri are going to keep it pretty close.
Oklahoma is on a roll. Give me the Sooners.
Did Eli Drinkowitz sign an extension? No, right?
No.
Okay. He's definitely leaving.
Our other game featuring 2 ranked teams comes to us from the Big Ten Conference, the West Coast Battle. Number 15 USC at number 7 Oregon.
I think this is the
Line
game of the week, by the way.
might be a little surprising to some. It's Oregon minus 9.5. How do you feel?
Didn't we decide that I was going to go last in this practice, by the way?
Okay, go last. I'll go first this week.
Good.
I'm taking Oregon. I think Oregon can win this game by 2 scores.
And I personally am taking USC because I think they're going to keep it close.
Oregon rolls. Give me the Ducks by at least 14 points, like a la John Schreiner.
Important game in the Big 12. Cincinnati's fallen off the pace a little bit. They host BYU, who's trying to stay in the conversation for a college football playoff. The Cougs are 2.5-point favorites on the road. I think Cincinnati's got this one.
The Mormons were once kicked out of Ohio. They're going to come back and they're going to avenge that. BYU.
What travels? Defense. What does BYU do? They play defense. What does Cincinnati do poorly against good? What has Cincinnati shown all season long that if you play against well, they can't beat you? Pass defense. BYU does that in spades. Give me the Cougars to roll.
All right, we go back to the SEC. Tennessee at number 20 goes to the Swamp to play Florida. Tennessee just a 3.5-point favorite in this game.
Is this the only SEC on SEC matchup this weekend? It is, right?
No, we got Missouri, Oklahoma.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Both those teams famously in the SEC now.
Yeah.
Oh, Kentucky and Vanderbilt.
And
Texas, Arkansas. Just kidding.
I just have a weird feeling about this. Florida played real close in their last couple of games.
They beat Texas.
I think something's in the water. Give me the Gators.
I'll take Tennessee, please.
Something's in the water and it's the smoke. Give me the Vols to roll in this game.
All right. Big implications. Maybe the biggest implications of any game this week. In the ACC, Pitt at Georgia Tech. This has major conference implications. Can the
Kind of got
Panthers
playoff implications too.
Can the Panthers pull the upset in Atlanta? Georgia Tech's a 2.5-point favorite.
You're going first. Why do you keep
I'm
looking at
taking
me?
Georgia Tech. I don't trust Pitt. I think Georgia Tech is the best team in that conference.
Chris Paul, completely unrelated, but Georgia Tech is going to win this game.
Okay.
Just mention a random person that went to Georgia Tech.
Chris Paul did not go to Georgia Tech.
What? Oh, he went to Wake Forest.
Yes, he did.
Hey,
I was letting you get there. Georgia Tech in the last 2 weeks. 48-36 loss to NC State. They should have lost to Boston College. There's something wrong with the Rambling Wreck. Give me Pitt to win this game.
Okay. All right. Utah have kind of taken themselves out of the conversation in the Big 12. They need a lot of things to go their way, including they're going to have to win this week at home against Kansas State.
Vegas sure thinks they can.
They are 16.5-point favorites against the Wildcats. It is impossible in any rational world to trust Kansas State at this point. They're 5-5 and fighting for bowl eligibility, which sounds ridiculous.
They only scored 14 points on Oklahoma State last week. The three of us could score 14 points in Oklahoma
Can
State.
Utah win by 16.5? I think that they can. Give me Utah.
Yes, please. Give me Utah. I looked up their last, I want to say 5 games of results, and Utah has not been a slouch this season. And as Jimmy said, What travels well? Defense. Well, guess what? Utah doesn't have to travel at all, and they still have a great defense. Utah is definitely winning this one by a lot.
All betting advice is a suggestion and not financial gain benefits. Take every dollar to your name and go put it on the spread for the Utes. Utah's going to win this game by 30-plus points.
And then we have one more ACC game with big implications. Louisville has probably taken themselves out of the conversation with 3 conference losses. SMU, despite having 3 losses, only one of those in the ACC.
People forget.
They are still in play for the ACC title game. Tough game at home in Dallas, where SMU is a 2.5-point favorite. I think Louisville's fallen off the table. Give me SMU.
Just by the positivity that this is going to be a home game for SMU, that makes me want to take the Ponies, please.
A little bit of a trap game for Louisville, right? Because you got Kentucky in the wings. We all know how important that game is in the Bluegrass State. You guys know how much I love Jeff Brom. I need Jeff Brom to win me a game here. I'm perfectly fine with that situation. Give me Louisville.
All right. We did not have a sweep in any game
how about
this
that?
week. That's the first time that has happened all season long.
Did we give a score update for the hosts?
Okay. The hosts are John, 61 points. I got 0 points last week, by the way. Well, not last week, but 2 weeks ago. I'll give you the score update from last week in a minute. Dan's on 91. Jimmy's on 113. So I don't think Dan can catch you.
You guys remember that Vince Carter contest in 02?
But Dan's got big bragging rights from 2 weeks ago. We didn't do any picks last week. Obviously, we weren't here. Dan got 15 points for week 11. Didn't get a single game wrong, actually.
Oh.
Should have went to a casino near you.
Yeah, I should have.
Jimmy, you ended with 9 points.
Have I ever had less than 9? I think I've hit 9 every week, right?
You've had 9, 9, 13, 9. You got 5 in week 7. You got 3 in week 6. So
those are the only ones, though, right?
And you got 7 in week 2.
How many points do you have total?
113.
Is that good?
No, it's terrible.
Okay, just
horrible. This is golf.
We're going to continue to give predictions on the other side of the break. When we come back, we're going to tell you exactly what the score for Nebraska Penn State's going to be. We're going to tell you how good TJ Lateef is going to look against the Nittany Lions. All that and more when we come back. If you missed this segment, missed your Call Your Shot, you want to get your picks in, do it at callyourshot1620@gmail.com. It was brought to you by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. If you're planning on making the trip down to the Chai at all over the next couple of weeks, well, don't do it until they come back from Vegas. But when you do, make sure you're the best dressed Blue Jay in your section. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Johnny O, Mizzen and Maine, Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck. All of it with Billy Blue Jay emblems right on the lapel. You're going to stop by Jerry Ryan. They've been dressing Omaha for over 50 years. We predict Nebraska Penn State. We come back 16-20 zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John Schreiner here for Railcar. Look, next week, big food week. You're going to be doing a lot of cooking, okay? That oven is going to be working overtime. What do you not want to do this weekend? Cook. Get yourself to 144th and Blondo. Get some brunch at Railcar. We got to try the breakfast menu from Railcar last week, and let me tell you, it does not disappoint. Everything's great. The shakshuka, the Nutella French toast. We love the chilaquiles when we've tried them. You cannot go wrong. Close your eyes, point at the menu. You're getting something great. Get yourself out to Railcar, 144th and Blondo for brunch this weekend, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And don't forget, tonight, you can go in right now, step foot in the door, get yourself some prime rib. They've got it, the primetime prime rib, for you right there at Railcar. You can't miss when you head to Railcar.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Boys Town Ear, Nose, and Throat Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7.
Another day stuck with the cloud cover and a few sprinkles and light rain as well. That will all move out for the evening hours with the clouds staying overhead, but temperatures dropping into the 30s this evening. Overnight tonight, we have the clouds break up a little bit more. Into your Saturday, we get all the sunshine back, which is well needed, with high temperatures into the lower 60s. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV News Watch 7.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you. And for college sports, visit BUBruins.com.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Fall is the time to get to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Stop in and see John, Dan, Jake, Deanna, Matt, and Monier the Tailor. There's new fall apparel from Mizzen and Maine, Johnny O, Roan, and now pants from Brax. Stop by 78th and Dodge and look great for all of your fall events.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Rail Cars Happy Hour is here.
Stop by 144th and Blondo Monday through Saturday from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to close, and enjoy $2 to $5 off appetizers, $1 off draft and bottles of beer, and delicious ciders. All signature cocktails are $10. Classic cocktails are $8. And every glass of wine is $2 off. Plus, Rail Car's incredible brunch menu is on display 9:30 to 2 Saturday and Sunday.
Rail Car Modern American Kitchen,
144th and Blondo.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
It's cold weather season, and when it gets cold outside, pests want to come inside. From spiders to rodents, now is the time to prep your home for the winter months. An end-of-the-year pest control checkup can keep mice out of your walls, spiders out of your corners, and can even prevent the occasional squirrel or raccoon from trying to make themselves at home. Don't let unwanted guests, besides your in-laws, crash your holidays. Visit ReconPestServices.com today and stay protected all season long. When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Creighton coverage on 1620 The Zone is powered by Chandler Conway, Nebraska personal injury lawyers you can trust. Injured in an accident? Visit ChandlerConway.com for a free consultation. Don't face this challenge alone. That's ChandlerConway.com.
It's the season for giving, and you can help a local child feel the joy of Christmas morning. Join 1620 The Zone and Woodhouse Chevrolet for our annual Toys for Tots Stuff the Truck event. We'll be at Westwood Plaza, 123rd and Center, Friday, December 5th from 3 to 6 p.m. and Saturday, December 6th from 11 to 4. Just drop off a new unwrapped toy to help families in need this holiday season. With Woodhouse Chevrolet, Molina Healthcare, Toys for Tots, and 1620 The Zone, you can make the holidays brighter for kids right here at home.
News Talk 1290 Coil is your home for Omaha Mavericks hockey. Don't miss a single puck drop, power play, or any of the action this season. Your home for Mavericks hockey. Home and away is News Talk 1290 Coil.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
It's 7:45 on a Friday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You don't become #1 in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They can do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com. Tonight, Nebraska heads to Happy Valley tomorrow to take on a James Franklin-less Penn State, which we all marked on our calendars before the season started.
Said it was a loss.
Penn State was going to suck, and they were going to fire James Franklin. This is obvious. Everybody saw this coming. With that being said, Nebraska is a sizable underdog on the road tomorrow. I find that very intriguing. I'm very interested to see. The line has obviously moved. They opened up at a 9.5 point favorite. Lines moved down to 7.5. I'll be interesting to. I'm interested to see how this team does as an underdog because obviously they were expected to beat UCLA. TJ Lateef against UCLA threw for 205 yards. Over or under 200 yards for the true freshman on Saturday?
I feel like Nebraska's going to have to throw the ball more than they did against UCLA.
Agreed.
I'm going to go over.
Dan?
Oh, so conventional wisdom would make me say over, but you know what? I'm going to say over because I don't think they're going to lean on Emmett in the same exact way that they have.
I think Penn State's going to scheme to make you throw the football too. And listen, Dana Holgorsen traditionally is going to want to do that. So I'm going to go over as well. Emmett Johnson carried the ball 28 times against UCLA, over under 25.5 carries for the Heisman hopeful.
25.5. Under. I think this is a short game. Both teams trying to run the ball, clock running a lot. I don't think there's that many opportunities in it. I think it's a slight under, like 22, 23 carries.
Dan?
I'm interested to hear 22, 23 because I thought it was going to still be in the high teens. I too like the under for Emmett Johnson's rush total.
I'll take the under, but I'm going to take the over on whatever the line would be set at for targets in the passing game.
Yeah.
I think they're going to try to spread the box out, and the only way to do that is try to get Emmett out in the flats. TJ Lateef carried the ball for 31 yards on the ground against UCLA. Over or under 30 rushing yards for QB1 on Saturday?
I think it's over. I think this is going to be something that happens as Nebraska is forced to throw more. And we've seen that TJ is a little quick with the trigger. Like if it's not there, he's not going to he's a first read kind of guy right now. That's my assessment.
Most freshman quarterback are.
And I think he's going to pull it down and run a little bit more.
Dan Campion?
I'm going to say over, and I really hate the fact that it's going to be over because I think that we're going to see the edge rush for Penn State be rather dominant as they have been all season.
These are rushing yards, not total rushes.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
If he rushes the ball 30 times,
that's where I was wondering where you were going.
That would actually probably make me want to do very negative things that there's a hotline for. But no, I think he's going to go over 30 rushing yards, and it's going to be because he gets flushed out of the pocket.
Give me over 31 rushing yards on designed run attempts alone. Corey Barney had 4 receptions, not reflections like I wrote in my notes, on Saturday. A team best. Over or under 3.5 catches for the leading receiver, and who will it be?
I think it's over, and I think this is the Dane Key game.
Dan Campion?
I think it's over, and I think it's going to be Ja'Cory Barney.
Give me the over, and this better be the Isaiah Hunter game. I think he's the in-space guy that needs to make plays.
3 different answers.
Nebraska got to Nico Iamaleava.
Shout out Schick and Nick Show.
3 times. Over or under 1.5 sacks for the Black Shirts on Saturday?
1.5 sacks. Yeah, they'll get 2. I'm going over.
Yeah, over. Give me the over. I think we're going to get to the quarterback fairly well.
They get 2 in the second half. Rex Guthrie, Keona Davis, Javen Wright, and Deshaun Singleton all had 5 tackles. Over or under 4 guys with 5 or more tackles on Saturday?
Yeah, Penn State's going to run the ball a bunch. There's going to be some tackles to be had out there. I take the over.
You better hope.
Yeah, that would be nice with the dual-headed running attack that Penn State has. You're going to have more. I'd say probably 6, maybe 7 guys with more than 5 tackles.
7 was the number I had because I have Nebraska winning this game, and I'll tell you what the score to that is after Dan give you theirs.
I have been back and forth on this game all week long.
Okay.
Obviously, the big question is Nebraska's run defense.
Yep.
They have made teams that can't run the ball look like 86 Oklahoma. You know,
they were
what I mean?
good at running the football for anybody that's not John's age.
It's
Dan, do you remember 86 Oklahoma?
I do not.
I don't either. But I'm going to take Nebraska. This is a change from where I thought I was going to go. But the more I have thought about it this week, this Penn State team has not looked like they can beat a quality team all year long. And they haven't.
Yeah, I was about to say it's because they haven't done that.
They just got their first conference win against Michigan State last week, and they barely beat Michigan State. And it was not a good-looking game. We all know that, like, Michigan State's defense is nothing special, right? And they had trouble scoring on that defense. I think Nebraska can score enough to win this game. I got Nebraska 27-24.
Dan.
I'm a little bit further down from that. I've got Nebraska 24-21.
I was going to go 27-24. Now I feel like I got to change my answer. You scored 28 on Michigan State, and you needed 14 of those points in the fourth quarter. You were competitive with Indiana. You got blown out by Ohio State, almost beat Iowa. You lost to Northwestern. You lost to UCLA. You made Nevada look like a competitive team for the first half. What is this Penn State team? This Penn State team is the team that plays to their competition level. That is exactly what is going to happen tomorrow. Nebraska is going to pull this out in the end. Give me a 26-24 win for Nebraska over Penn State tomorrow. We'll give you our trash takes of the night and wrap up the show. We come back to Mr. Predictions. Check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. Is brought to you by Paul Davis Restoration. Listen, it's getting cold outside. It's not quite cold yet. Do you remember last year when you forgot to take the hoses off the house and it froze up and the water built up? Maybe you escaped without any damage last year. Don't let it happen again this year. Call Paul Davis at 402-553-0373 to get that ice dam removed and your wall repaired to your foundation tonight. 402-553-0373. It's Paul Davis Restoration. Trash takes. Dan Campen's thoughts. We come back. 1620. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen for Recon Pest Control. Listen, the other day, my neighbors saw a little mouse scampering through their front yard. You know what they did? They called Recon Pest Control. Recon helped them find 3 other little rodents around their house. They can help you prevent rodents or any wildlife from getting inside of your warm house while it's cold outside this winter. Call Recon Pest Control. Head over to ReconPestServices.com and protect your home this winter.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
If you're looking for an authentic Italian experience, look no further than Pasta Amore. For 4 decades, Pasta Amore has been keeping the spark alive for couples in the Omaha area with their homemade pasta, made fresh every day. Our hand-picked selection of exceptional wines will put the nightcap on your evening that you expect. Open every day at 4. Stop by Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village and enjoy dining in the romantic dining room or relax on our shaded patio.
It's cold weather season, and when it gets cold outside, pests want to come inside. From spiders to rodents, now is the time to prep your home for the winter months. An end-of-the-year pest control checkup can keep mice out of your walls, spiders out of your corners, and can even prevent the occasional squirrel or raccoon from trying to make themselves at home. Don't let unwanted guests, besides your in-laws, crash your holidays. Visit ReconPestServices.com today and stay protected all season long.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
The Black Friday sales event is on at Edwards Kia. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage EX starting at $299 a month with zero down. That's right, $299 a month and zero down to drive a brand new Sportage. Bold design, smart tech, zero down. Only at Edwards Kia.
Lease the 2026 Sportage EX 4-wheel drive for $299 a month, 24 months, lease 20,000 miles total, zero down plus first payment, and 180 doc fee to its tax, title, license, 650 acquisition for not included. Negative equity may affect payment. Payment includes all rebates and incentives with approved credit. Very limited supply. Offer ends 11/30/25.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
$7:56 on a Friday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You don't become #1 in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com, get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They can do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. It's time for our trash takes of the night. What we'll do here is we'll all give you a closing take to wrap up the show. Post poll on Twitter. You'll vote for whoever had the best take. Whoever receives the fewest amount of takes or fewest amount of votes will have the worst take of the night. John Schreiner is going to start us off.
Well, we won't get to do this next week.
I just said you were going to start us off.
Yeah, you did. I can do that too if you want.
Please don't.
We won't get to do this next week, so I'm going to do it here tonight. I have had so much to be thankful for within the last year.
Fair enough.
Look, the career that I have, getting to call sports on television, getting to sit in here with these two guys on a regular basis, it is an absolute dream come true. And like anybody who gets to live out their dream job, it just never ceases to amaze me, all the things that I have to be thankful for, and not least of which is the audience, which tunes in and makes this all possible.
For sure.
Like to the folks out there who listen to us on a regular basis, like I'm so thankful for you that you give us your time and you come into the After Hours Lounge and you listen to us and mess around and give our opinions. And you know, it is an absolute pleasure to get to do this. And Wednesday night was another example of just the absolute dream that I am living right now. And I will never stop being thankful for that.
You know, Dan, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to call an audible tonight. I'm just going to double down on that since we won't be here for Thanksgiving. What would it be? 5 days ago would mark the 6-year anniversary of me getting the opportunity to start doing this nightly here. And for anybody that's let us be a part of your evening every night on 1620 Zone, we really appreciate you giving us the chance to do so, and happy to do it nightly.
Triple down.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. If you missed any of the show tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you tonight by Aloe Fiber. Don't stick around on Thursday when there's turkey on your plate, watching football, and have your television buffer. Get out of the Stone Age and get over to aloefiber.com. Get the all-new Aloe Mobile while you're there, and solutions for your television as well with DirecTV. Aloe Fiber is the official internet and TV and mobile provider of the Huskers. For John Schreiner, Dan Campen, and I've been Jimmy Allen. You know what? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, a week early.
Go, Pack, go.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life?